Everybody's got a song inside. Everybody's got a sunny side. Sure as every ocean's got a tide. Everybody's got a song inside.
Roland Willits, Men Stories. And I'm here with my daughter-in-law, Stephanie. And we're going to talk today about storytelling to kids. And it's a cool subject because she looks so young. You know, when I tell her a story, it's almost like telling stories to kids. And whenever I get on the phone, I get you and your daughter mixed up.
Yep. But that still happens with me and my mom too. So.
It does?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's wonderful. So you and your ma and I are close because we all make the same mistake. That's cool. Now, did you tell stories to Isabel when you were young? You read stories to her?
Oh yeah, all the time. That was reading was something we always did in the house, even when she was a baby, because I knew it was important and calming for her. So I would usually just read my textbooks when I was studying for school.
Wow!
Because she doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
As long as I'm reading to her. So it's been ever since she was born.
Wow. And so you read textbooks to her. When she got a little older, did you read any fairy tales or did you stick with textbooks?
Yeah. No, we did fairy tales. We did all kinds of books.
Like what?
A lot of Dr. Seuss books, because those are classics. And for a while, she was part of the Golden Books Club, I think it was, where they send you a new one every month.
Wow.
And as she got older, she liked more of the fairy tales, the fantasy.
Oh, yes.
Like her father.
Like her grandpa, too.
And grandpa, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we still watch animes together.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cartoon fantasies.
Yes, and she reads those books.
Yeah, she actually reads the books.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And since they're Japanese, they're from back to front to us. So
right.
It's opposite for
Is
us.
she reading them in Japanese?
No, but they're still back to front.
She read them back. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So your reading to her has just ignited a wonderful reading appreciation in your daughter. That's really cool. Have you read to any of the other kids, like at school or anything?
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, like, did you ever go to storytelling, grade school storytelling, ever do any of that?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking. I never have either. I just thought.
When I did volunteer work at her school.
There you go.
I guess at the preschool, Free to Be, just down the road.
Yeah, and you read stories there, didn't you?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, did they have a curriculum?
Yes, but they also had, just story time.
So you get to read anything you wanted, or did they have the storybooks they wanted you to read?
I think they had the ones that they wanted me to read.
Okay.
From the selection.
Okay, so you sat and read to the kids at Free to Be then?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Have you remember how your mom read to you when you were young?
Yeah, both my parents did.
Both your parents
Yeah.
did? Wow. And so you got stories told to you by both your mom and your dad.
Mm-hmm.
So you're storytelling. You've been around storytelling ever since you were wee-high to a grasshopper.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So that's wonderful. First of all, I didn't know that. So I get to know all kinds of new stuff.
I would usually get read Goodnight Moon every night.
Wow.
That was my dad and I's favorite.
Oh, it was what? Oh, so you had some favorites.
Yeah.
You got over and over again. That's cool. Sort of like songs, in that.
Yeah.
Wow. And how big? I don't remember that. How big is that book? How many? Is it one night book or is it? Can you finish it in an evening? Or?
Oh yeah, it's only like a sentence or two per page.
Oh.
It's one of those.
So you sit down and you read it together because you look at the pages.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And was it a fall asleep book or was it a...
Yeah, it was a before you go to bed book.
Before you go to bed, or was it after you go to bed to fall asleep?
Or both, yeah. Yeah, in bed.
It was like a nodding off, going to sleep book.
Yeah.
I used to put my kids to sleep when I read to them. And I always pretended I didn't groan, but I must have been a droner sleeper one. But I read to Mark. I read to your husband.
Yeah.
Okay. I read stories to him. Yeah. I'd go into his room and I'd either sit on the bed next to him, or I don't remember if he had the water bed at the time or not. Or I'd sit next to him in a chair. Most of the time I'd sit in the bed and I'd just sit and read to him. His mom would too. So it's for both sides. Does Mark read stories? Did Mark read stories to Isabel?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Okay. So it's a whole family thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she library. Remember when we used to always go to the library?
Right. Yeah.
That was a special treat. And every summer they have the summer reading program for the little kids.
Right.
And it's like a game board.
Right.
Kind of like Candyland. Every time they read a book, you get a stamp.
Wow.
And if you fill up the whole game board piece, you get a coupon for the Lawrence Hall of Science.
Wow.
So for a number of years there, we would do that every year and go to the Lawrence Hall of Science.
That's so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's up in Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they got telescopes and all that kind of stuff there. That's
yeah.
Nice, a beautiful view of the bay from up there. Yeah. Wow. So that's just wonderful. So I knew a little of it, but I got filled in. This is a wonderful fill in, and it just absolutely joyous for me to find out about how deeply you participate in reading.
I'm a lifelong reader.
Yes, you are. I know you're a personal reader.
I always have a book in my purse.
Few years, maybe it'll be for our grandkids. Maybe.
Few years?
Well, my few years is 10.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to show you the words. Have you heard the words to my song?
Yeah, just the other night.
No, the one I wrote for Isabel's wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, I'll read that to you when we finish here. You gotta hear that. I tried to read it to Grandma, Terry, and I couldn't finish it because I started crying.
Oh gosh.
And then I says, "Here, you can read it. You read it to me." She got halfway through it, and she started crying.
Jeez.
So it is. I haven't did very good on that song because you really actually have to finish reading it to be able to start singing it.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's another story. And this is Roland Willits, All Men Stories. Thank you.
Stephanie Willits, Old Man Stories.
Sure as every ocean's got a tide, everybody's got a song inside.